power meets pressure.
Leverage turns lethal.
When leadership fails, the runway runs out.
Shutdown Showdown in theaters now.
The United States government's been shut down for 6 weeks, just 2 days short of the longest shutdown in American history. And here's the kicker. That record was set by Trump himself in his first term, fighting for the border wall funding to protect America. But this time it's different. Chuck Schumer literally said every day the shutdown gets better for Democrats politically. While 42 million Americans lose their food stamps, while air traffic controllers work without pay, while federal workers can't feed their families, Democrats are playing political chess with human suffering. They voted 14 times to keep the government closed. Republicans have voted 14 times to open it. The math is simple, but the cruelty is staggering. What you're about to see will expose exactly how far Democrats will go to maintain power, so keep on watching. And as we wrap up 2025, yes, we are in November now, it's a good time to slow down and reflect on the year behind us. If there's one thing we've all learned, it's that uncertainty isn't temporary. It's the world we live in now. Waiting for things to go back to normal is not a plan. It's a gamble for over a decade. My friends at Noble Gold, though, they've helped Americans protect themselves and the people they love by diversifying their wealth with gold and silver. Look, no one knows what 2026 will bring, but one thing is for sure. In an uncertain world, real wealth isn't digital, it's physical, it's lasting, and it's yours. So when you're sitting around the table this holiday season, surrounded by family, remember the best gift that you can give isn't under the tree, it's peace of mind, and that's what Noble Gold delivers, peace of mind, 1 ounce at a time. Before the year ends, take one smart step towards a safer future. Visit Next News Gold and get your free wealth protection kit today. That's nextnewsgold.com. Don't leave your future to chance, or you can call my friends over there at 877-646-5347. See how you can get that holiday coin. They're giving away 10 1-ounce silver holiday coins with qualified accounts. How cool is that? We thank Noble Gold for supporting this program. Now we've got this. The White House posting this. Your flight's delayed because Democrats would rather fund illegals than the government. More than 5,000 flights were delayed on Sunday thanks to the Democrat shutdown. 5,000 flights. Secretary Sean Duffy does say flying is safe. When staffing dips, the FAA reduces flight volume. But let's be clear, what the Democrats are doing is adding more risk to an already stressed system. Here he is on Face the Nation.
If this shutdown continues, when does it become an emergency in terms of passenger safety and the safety of those who are trying to, for example, get home for Thanksgiving in a few weeks?
Well, does it become a flight emergency, a safety issue? No, we will stop traffic. So we're not going to let that happen. I think the real consequence is what kind of rolling delays do you have throughout the system, right? We've seen problems at LA, in Dallas, in D.C., Boston, Atlanta. And so I think it's only going to get worse. Now, we have controllers who, some of them are new controllers. We have trainee controllers who are very helpful in the tower. They don't make a lot of money. And they're now confronted. They haven't had a paycheck for over a month. They're confronted with a decision. Do I put food on my kid's table? Do I put gas in the car? Do I pay my rent? Or do I go to work and not get paid? And they're making decisions. I've encouraged them all to come to work. I want them to come to work. But they're making life decisions that they shouldn't have to make. Let's open the government up. Let's pay these people, these young controllers. Margaret, it's really important. I think you've covered this. We don't have the best equipment in our towers and centers for air traffic control, but we have the safest airspace. We have the most efficient airspace because we have the best controllers in the world that work our skies and keep our people safe. They deserve a paycheck.
If this shutdown continues,
what's terrifying is just, we'll slow it down. What about all the people that purchased plane tickets for this holiday season? We got Thanksgiving coming up. They're just going to roll all of those flights back. It's going to be an absolute disaster. Schumer needs to give. Speaker Mike Johnson says Schumer and the Democrats say publicly they think every day of the shutdown they've caused gets better for them. No politicians ever win in a shutdown because the American people lose. He writes, every union, every major airline, every working class American knows this. Here's Speaker Johnson on Fox News Sunday.
Of money.
Why do you think they will be willing to come back to the table and negotiate at some point? They think that they're winning the optics of this.
Well, I don't know how they can believe they're winning if it were indeed a game to them, and I think it is, because you have all the unions now coming out against them, you have the major airlines in the country, you have every segment of the population and hardworking Americans who will be going without. You have 42 million recipients of SNAP that are in jeopardy right now. You have women, infants, and children because the nutrition program that President Trump and the White House have heroically funded thus far is running out of money. And of course the troops. I mean, we've gotten them paid now for 2 cycles, but that money is not inexhaustible and it's running out. And so increasingly the American people will be feeling the pain, and after we pass that threshold of the first of this month, it gets very real for more and more people.
And we've already passed that threshold, and it is getting real for a lot of people. Here is Representative Tom Emmer eviscerating Schumer for catering to Zohran Mamdani and Omar Fattah over millions of hungry Americans. Unbelievable.
Who are so public. They've shut the government down to pick a fight with President Trump and to score points with Kami Mamdani and Omar Fattah, the Omar Fattah wing of their party. The Democrats have become kamikaze politicians who are so focused on winning some kind of political game that they've justified blowing up everything in their wake, including the livelihoods of their own constituents. Democrat Senator John Fetterman said it best on CNN yesterday, quote, "We are hurting the very people that we fight for, and now we're getting nothing for them if we continue to keep our government shut down." Quote, "This is wrong," he went on to say, and he's exactly right. Public.
Fetterman, the only voice of reason in the Democrat Party. Hopefully people start listening to him. Speaker Johnson dropping the mic on every Democrat in America today.
Let me say something. We go to the third one. False claim number 3, Democrats are fighting for health care. You've heard this over and over and over. Let me say something very simply about this false claim. It is the Democrats who created Obamacare. It is the Democrats who did that without any Republican votes. It's the Democrats who, by extension, have cost the American taxpayers and people who have health insurance have made their costs skyrocket. It is their policies that made that happen. And so instead of reforming it, the Democrats don't reform Obamacare. They want to subsidize it. They want to spend more taxpayer dollars. That, by the way, goes mostly to insurance companies, which makes the cost rise further. That's the Democrats' plan. When they passed Obamacare in 2010, they called it the Affordable Care Act. We know the truth is exactly the opposite. By some estimates, premiums have risen 60% in many categories since they passed that bill into law. Now, the fact is the opposite. Republicans are the ones fighting to save health care. Why? It's not just talking points to us. We do this. We have ideas, and we have already implemented ideas and measures to reduce costs, increase access and quality, and eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse. Now, why do we say it's not just a talking point? Why do we say the Republican Party is the only one advancing common sense reform solutions? Because we've proven it. We did that in the big, beautiful bill, the Working Families Tax Cut. We took a look at Medicaid, and we took on that challenge. We took action to reduce fraud, waste, and abuse in Medicaid. We got able-bodied young men without dependents off the program. We got illegal aliens off the program, and we saved $185 billion just to start. We got millions of ineligible enrollees off the program, and it preserved it. It strengthened Medicaid for the people who rely upon it, which is the elderly, disabled, and young pregnant women, as we always use in an example. No, it's not about health care. That is a false claim, and everybody knows it. Everyone in America, and certainly everybody in this room, understands that this is about something else. You go to the third one.
It's about power and control and about squeezing you. Here we have Senator John Kennedy going ballistic. Get ready for this.
You're getting rid of $5.5 million to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex advocacy in Uganda, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I can't believe we're arguing about this. I can't believe we're arguing about this. PEP4, we're not denying life-saving care to anybody, are we?
No, and $10 billion would remain for that funding.
You're getting rid of $5.5 million to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex advocacy in Uganda. Aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I can't believe we're arguing about this.
Yeah, that's where the Democrats want your money going, to Uganda. Oh, man, we are living in freaking clown world right now. Oh, Secretary Sean Duffy making the rounds on the Sunday shows. Here he is 24 hours ago talking about what's going on with the air traffic controllers working without pay.
Safety is my top. Well, so first off, I've been traveling around talking to air traffic controllers, and there really is frustration. The fact that there's a shutdown right now, the Democrats are focusing on illegal health care, and, we've endangered the SNAP beneficiaries, and they don't get paid as air traffic controllers. There's a burning frustration like in the rest of the country. And so you mentioned that safety is my top priority, and it is. We will delay, we will cancel any kind of flight across the national airspace to make sure people are safe. But there is a level of risk that gets injected into the system when we have a controller that's doing two jobs instead of one. We manage that, we look out for it, and safety is the priority. We'll take all steps necessary, though, to make sure that you get from point A to point B and you do it safely.
Just wait till the planes start falling out of the sky. Wait till there's a plane crash. But I think that's. I mean, they want those scenes. Sadly, I believe they do. I believe the Democrats would love to see a plane crash. I'm sure Schumer would just be gleeful. Because then they could blame it on Trump. Oh. What is wrong with these people? Here's more Secretary Duffy.
Our country, we've looked throughout our funding mechanisms to see how we could pull money in and pay our controllers. We kept the Central Air Service operational. We're paying our academy students at Oklahoma City, but they get a stipend as they go through the academy. We're pulling in whatever dollar we can, but there's real restrictions when you don't fund the government. When you say there's no dollars available, it becomes really challenging to find dollars to pay the different components of really critical workforces that keep our country moving forward. And again, it's simple. Democrats open up the government, negotiate a deal, have a conversation, introduce a bill, debate it, vote on it. But shutting the government down is not the pathway forward, I think, to make sure you get your way and you get your will. We've looked...
well, that's what they're trying to do, Secretary Duffy. Here's the press secretary over the weekend. No, actually, this is 24 hours ago.
That we hope the government opens tomorrow. We have been saying this for 32 days in a row. The Democrats want to try to renegotiate the entire healthcare system that they created, by the way, and that's why they're holding the government hostage. They want to add $1.7 trillion of new spending and, again, give taxpayer-funded Medicaid to illegal aliens. That is a red line in the sand for President Trump and Republicans. He campaigned on ending that, and he did it with the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill. And so Republicans and President Trump want to reopen the government, and then we can discuss tackling these very important issues before us. How can we fix our healthcare system? There is no one more committed to answering and solving that question than President Donald Trump. That's why you've seen him work tirelessly to negotiate good deals with Big Pharma to bring down the cost of prescription drugs in this country. That's why you saw him pass the largest tax cuts for working families and American consumers in history to put more money back into their pockets. He is committed to delivering on these issues, but not while we are holding the entire federal government and our country hostage. We hope the government opens tomorrow. We have been saying...
Well, the government did not open tomorrow. But we did just get this super chat that just came in from Back to Common Sense, $100. Says, here's the ultimate solution. Cancel all welfare programs, including Section 8. Then have everyone reapply. If they're qualified, including citizenship, then no problem. More importantly, the ones who are underpaid will get adjustments they deserve, especially veterans. Back to common sense, certainly injecting some common sense into this discussion we're having. We're thankful for that support. Here's the president. This was 24 hours ago on Air Force One.
We have voted. Well, all we have to do is open up the country. You know, we voted 14
to open the country. We have voted 14 times to open the country, and they vote to keep it closed. All they have to do is vote to open the country, and we only need 5 Democrats. They have a lot of Democrats. We only need 5. But the Republicans have voted 14 times to open the country. Well, all they have to do is open up the country. You know, we voted.
We only need 5 Democrats. President Trump on 60 Minutes over the weekend. Big interview. Trump exposing the fake news who tried to blame him for the government shutdown. I don't even know why he goes on these shows. These people are so toxic.
Premium. The problem is they want to give money to prisoners, to drug dealers, to all these millions of people that were allowed to come in with an open border from Biden, and nobody can do that. Not one Republican would ever do that.
My understanding is if those health care subsidies are not extended, premiums will double for many of the people that are on it. And I was looking into it. 3/4 of these people will see their health care premiums double. Live in states where you won in the last election. I mean, even here in Florida has the highest number of residents on Obamacare in the country.
And I'm saying we can fix it, Nora.
You have helped end these government shutdowns in the past when they came about, and you did it by bringing.
I'm very good at it,
you
but I'm
brought
not going to do it by. I'm not going to do it by extortion. I'm not going to do it by being extorted by the Democrats who have lost their way. There's something wrong with these people.
So then what happens on November 15th when the troops don't get a paycheck?
Schumer is a basket case, and he has nothing to lose. He's become, I just left Japan, he's become a kamikaze pilot.
Sounds like it's not going to get solved, the shutdown.
It's going to get solved, yeah. Oh, it's going to get solved.
How?
We'll get it solved. Eventually, they're going to have to vote.
You're saying the Democrats will capitulate?
I think they have to. And if they don't vote, that's their problem. Now, I happen to agree with something else. I think we should do the nuclear option. This is a totally different The problem is they want to
get rid of the filibuster. That's what he needs to have happen. Then we won't be having these arguments anymore. Here's more from the interview. CBS asking, we're now approaching the longest shutdown in American history. Here's the president.
We are now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault.
Under your presidency, we're talking about more than 1 million federal workers who are not getting a paycheck, including our air traffic controllers. You see there's traffic snarls out at the airports now. Sure. This weekend, food aid for more than 42 million Americans is set to expire. What are you doing as president to end the shutdown?
All we're doing is we keep voting. I mean, the Republicans are voting almost unanimously to end it, and the Democrats keep voting against ending it. You know, they've never had this. This has happened like 18 times before. The Democrats always voted for an extension, always saying, give us an extension, we'll work it out. They've lost their way. They become crazed lunatics. And all they have to do, Nora, is say, let's vote.
We are now approaching.
The Democrats have let Trump derangement syndrome infect them so horribly that they are willing to starve 42 million Americans. Secretary Duffy, their leverage is to hurt the American people. Here he is on CNBC Squawk Box.
Well, what is leverage? Their leverage is to hurt the American people, right? They're willing to hurt air travelers, whether they're going to a funeral, they're going to see family members. Pretty soon we're going to have kids coming home from college for Thanksgiving break. They're willing to endanger poor people who can't get food stamps. They're willing to risk subsidies in regard to health insurance. They don't care who they hurt. They care about power. By the way, we had an election a little less than a year ago, and Donald Trump crushed it. He won the popular vote. He won the 7 swing states. Democrats lost. And so if you want to pass legislation, you can introduce it, you can debate it, but government shutdowns trying to garner leverage is not the way that you do it. Debate it, vote on it, and then come back and try to win elections. But they lost. Donald Trump won. And to now say that you are going to hurt the American people so Donald Trump has to talk to you, that's not the way you do business. The Trump administration and Republicans are not going to be held hostage by these kind of asinine tactics by Democrats.
The hostage crisis continues. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. See, the shutdown isn't about health care or budget disputes. It's really about raw power. Democrats have calculated that your suffering is worth their political gain. Think about that for a moment. Chuck Schumer would rather watch American families go hungry than compromise. He'd rather see air traffic controllers not show up to work and air traffic grind to a halt than give an inch. Speaker Johnson nailed it. He said this is about fear. Fear of their radical base, fear of losing control, fear of Trump succeeding where they failed. The proof is undeniable. Republicans voted 14 times to fund SNAP, to pay air traffic controllers, to reopen government. Democrats voted no every single time. So here's my question for the comment section. Should any politician who deliberately starves Americans for leverage ever hold office again? Drop your answer in the comments, and while Democrats play games with your groceries, we're keeping the truth alive. Check out our merch shop link below because every purchase helps us expose their lies.